Okay, there we go. You see my lips moving? Didn't hear anything? No, your sound is okay. It was on my end. Good morning, friends. Welcome to the J Talk Morning Show. Great to have you on board with me once again, this beautiful, glorious day. And many of us are facing a winter vortex or something. It is cold out there, my friends. It is very cold out there. So it's great to have you on board with me and kicking off. Man, I couldn't believe it was like 80s yesterday. And this morning it dipped down to like feeling, I think they said here in the Springfield, Missouri area, it was like 8 degrees. It feels like temperature 8 degrees because we got winds blowing as well. So man, it's cold out there. So it's time to dig out the old buffalo check shirt. Yep. And but great to have you with me this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Everybody do a Java check right there, Java and J this morning. And we'll get started off here with our topic. Let me pop that up there. Once again, it's part 3 of the power of leadership from substandard to excellence. You want to go from substandard to excellence. As a matter of fact, hopefully you're not stepping into substandard or having to step out of substandard, okay? But in many organizations, that's what the case is. In both their organization, the leadership, the employees you hire, and you try to maintain, and that's what gets me about so many organizations. They hire cheap. COVID, thank you, COVID. Many people, unfortunately, had to let people go. And when they started back again, they were short-staffed. They had to do something. So what they do, lowered the standards to get warm bodies into the organization. And then once they got the people into the organizations what they needed, they went back to what their original standards were. Well, not everybody met the standard in the first place. And now you're expecting people to up their game. And when you hired people that really, they weren't there. They were not there. And that's a fail on leadership in any organization. If you hire people just to fill seats and you expect them to be better and greater than they are when you hired them, if they have no advance, no gumption, no desire to grow and develop, if they're only there for a paycheck, okay, in your organization, I mean, there's a lot of other things that we could talk about regarding that area. Then you get what you got. In fact, I love what one of our granddaughters says. Emma, she says, "You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit." We'll love to say that all the time. Hey, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Well, that's the case here. In leadership, you get what you get, so stop throwing a fit. You chose the people in your team. You hired them because you lowered the standards. So what are you going to get? You're going to get substandard people. Now, I'm not saying people are substandard. I'm saying their ethics, their morals, their values are going to be less than what you expect for your organization. So you've got to take a hard look at that. Like I say, if you're just filling seats with warm bodies because you need the people, you get what you get. So stop throwing a fit. Okay. And let me put my little ticker down there for the contact. There we go. So this is live, folks, and I like just, hey, if I mess up, I mess up. You know why? You get what you get. So stop throwing a fit. Thank you, Emma, for that. I love that. Love it so much. So we've been talking about substandard excellence in the power of leadership because, we see that a lot. And if you treat your team members as subordinates, then you're going to get subordinate treatment back. You're going to get that kind of results. Are you treating your team members in such a way that you want to receive excellence? You want your results to be excellent. Do you want your organization to reach a higher plane level with other organizations, and to keep that competitive edge? Then you've got to hire the right team. Think about that. In football, when they go out and they're recruiting for their teams, they're looking for quality. They're looking for quality. They're looking for excellence. They're looking for someone who is dedicated and committed to the game. They are looking for people who have a desire and a drive to increase their current state. They don't just drive around a city park, find up a group of guys playing football and say, okay, well, we need some people on our team. So you, and you, and you. How'd you like to be NFL stars? Oh, yeah, all of us. Yay. That's a big dream, but are they ready for that? No, they're not. And I think that in our hiring practices, to fill slots, to fill voids, and I've seen this in many organizations. This is what they're doing. They're complaining about the people that they have. Well, look, you hired them. They already were who they are, and you took them as they were, and you expect them to be something more than they were. And that's unrealistic, and it's unreasonable. It's unreasonable. So you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. That could have been the title of this talk, actually. So when you get substandard people on your team, you've got to look at your leadership. In fact, that was the premise of this whole talk, the 2 talks ago, starting this. If you're not getting out of your people what you want from your people, you've got to look at yourself. You got to take a long, hard look at yourself. Are you giving to your people what you want to come from your people? Are you resourcing them? Are you guiding them? Are you connecting and communicating? You know, that's a big thing with me. Are you connecting with your people? Do you know how to connect with your people? Do you know what to look for when connecting with your team members? Do you know their likes and dislikes, their strengths or weaknesses? Do you know the ones that are there to grow and they show up every day, every time? Or do you see the people on your team that they are there only for the paycheck and the pension? If they're just there for the paycheck and pension, these are employees. They will come in, they'll clock in late, clock out early, and steal your money on the way out the door. That's what they'll do. And you hired them. One of the talks and one of the things that one of the programs I've worked on and developed deals with that, and how to recruit, how to retain, how to retrain, how to return employees or team members. Not employees, team members. Remember, employees work for bosses. Team members work for leaders. Okay? So, what's your recruiting practices like? What is when you're canvassing for prospects to work for your organization, what's your process in doing that? When you have team members on the payroll, what's your process, your standard, your strategy to keep them on your payroll? And when they have left your organization and they left a big gap, what's your process to ask them to return back to your organization? Remember, every business is a competitor against like businesses. So you got to get the competitive edge, and your recruitment and your retention program is key. It is key to making that happen. Who are you recruiting? Who do you need to recruit? Who are you retaining? Who do you need to retain? And who do you need to let go? Who do you need to let go? Sometimes we bring people on board that seem like the perfect fit. They seem like that. And they get in. And if you're doing your job right, then you'll be able to maintain them, and actually they will grow But sometimes your best foot forward, you're going to be faced with a challenge of someone who got there. They put their best face forward. It's kind of like going out on a date. You're always your best on your first date. It's only through time that you learn the real individual. And in leadership and team building, you discover that. In fact, that's why many companies will actually have more than one interview process in new hires. There's the interview process. Where they ask them to come in, they look at their resume, then they interview them in person, then they meet them over dinner. Say, okay, we're going to have a dinner interview, and that's where you get to see some of the personality come out too, because you're not in an office environment, you're in a public environment, and you get to see what they are like. The same thing in dating. If you happen to date, same thing. You're kind of looking at the resume. Who are they? Where'd they come from? You get to talking, have that conversation. You go out in public. How do they act when they're in public with other people? In fact, I know one company. I wish I could remember who it was. I think it might have been an airline company. I'm not sure, but CEO would take his new hires, and he would take them to a restaurant and have somebody or ask the waitress or the server, waitress, waiter, server, when the order is placed, to make sure to give the individual the wrong order. Give them the wrong order on purpose and see how they behaved. Did they berate the server? Did they complain about what they received? Are they trying to be grandioso about, I deserve more, this entitlement? This is not going to work. This is what I ordered. Are they putting on a show for you? That's going to say a lot about them, how they treat other people, and how they're behaving when they're around you. That's why it's important. You gotta really be intentional about the people on your team as leaders. Have an effective recruiting, retention, releasing, and returning program. Recruiting, retention. Those 5 R's in my program. Recruiting, retention, retraining. That's what it was. Retraining, releasing, returning. This is part of the process. So, how are you doing out there? How are you doing on your teams? Hey, let's look at the comments up here. Catherine, good morning, my friends. Thank you so much for being on each and every morning. Appreciate you. And I hope that this is adding value to you and you're able to take it and run with it and apply it. So thank you so much. And thank you for the shares. Folks, as always, make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how this particular topic touches you, affects you, and if it causes you to actually think and do some reflection. On this platform, this is a place for everyone to be honest, transparent, open. Share your thoughts here. If you come onto the comments section, I'm going to do my best to address you individually. If it's real time, fantastic at the live. If it's you're catching the recording, I will try to get back here and review these and respond as well in kind. So, but we do want effective leadership. Substandard production creates substandard profits. If you're all about the profits, and who isn't, you got to check the substandard performance from substandard employees. And if it's substandard employees, that means there's substandard leadership and substandard recruiting practices and retention practices. You gotta really do a check. So if you're not getting what you want from your team members, you got to ask yourself, are they getting what they need from me? If you're not getting what you want from your team members, you got to ask, are they getting what they need from me? Chances are the answer is no. Most likely the answer is no. They're not. It falls back on you. John Maxwell says everything rises and falls on leadership. If the people rise, the organization rises, you rise. That's the way that works. If they falter, the organization falters, you faltered. And at the beginning of all that, at the start, it's the leadership. Leaders can raise up an organization, raise up their people, which will raise up their profits, or leaders can falter and everyone suffers. Everyone suffers. Catherine, let's see. Yes, I'm learning a lot just by watching. I consider it free coaching and take advantage of it. Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. This is free coaching, folks. It's absolutely free mentoring. So absolutely free information. And information is nothing. You get a library, you go to the library and it's just filled with information. Every single book is a resource to your development, but it's nothing but information unless you apply it. You got to take the book off the shelf, open it up and say, what can I learn from this, and apply it. That's when it becomes effective. Absolutely. And in all things to leadership, you can also apply this to your personal life. Remember, leadership is not just about leading others. It's about leading yourself first. And that's what I love about leadership, is that it's all encompassing. It's like I just said, everything rises and falls on leadership. That's to include personal leadership. And so it does all apply. So thank you, Catherine. I appreciate that. All right, my friends. So I'm going to wrap that up right there. I think, let me see. Warren Bennis, who has been a pioneer in the field of leadership for years. So he stated, leadership is a capacity to translate your vision into reality, right? Translate vision into reality. I would say leadership is also the ability to inspire people to take action on that vision and make it a reality. Okay. So you want great people, great products, great profits. It takes great leadership. Okay. Great leadership. A few days ago, I talked about the history of your future. Well, as an organizational leader, what's the history of your future for your organization? What's that look like? Well, if you want great profits, say you want to expand, say you want to franchise, you want something, you want to broaden and build your organization to bigger and better things, then you've got to start coming back and say, how did that happen? And then create the environment to make that happen. Create the strategies to make that happen. Get the right people on your board. Get the right people in your leadership. Okay. Get the right people in your recruiting team. They're going out there prospecting, looking for team members. Make sure you got the right people. If you're hiring a temp, people from a temp agency, I mean, I'm glad that we have temp agencies. It's great, but they're just that. They're temporary. And temporary employees, some of them are looking for full-time employment. In fact, a lot of them are. They're looking for the opportunity. But the people they send you they can be a 1 to a 10. You don't know. They just send you bodies. A good temp will already have done the work for you. An agency will already have done the work for you. They will already know what you're looking for, what the requirements are, and they filter out anything that does not suit what you need for your organization before they ever send anybody to you. But they're out there looking for them. Okay, that's what a good employment agency would do for you. But if you need a recruiting team on your own organization, they understand your vision, they understand the purpose, they understand the values of the team, they understand the mission, what it entails. You need a good recruiting team in your organization. And their job is to go out and find these people and recruit them, and then develop a retention program. And then the ones who left, go back to them, send them a letter, say, hey, we thank you for your service. We are a success because of your contribution. We would love to have you back. And then you got to develop that strategy on how to get them back and then keep them. Retention. Retain the ones that are helping you grow and succeed. let go of, release the ones who are not. You've got to do that, okay? So that's what I got for you today, my friends. Time to get on out of here. Let's see here. What we got over here? Booyah. There we go. All right, so that's what we got. We're going to get on out of here. Hope I was able to inspire you and encourage you as a leader to grow, to help your team members grow better, and that'll help your productivity and profits increase. As always, if you have any questions whatsoever, you want to learn more about what we offer with JKG Consultants, follow that little ticker on the bottom there. That'll get you started. There you go. And check out the website. There's an email pop-up. Sign up for our emails. Like we said, we don't spam you. The only kind of spam we like is fried spam. Love me some fried spam. And but we don't spam you inbox with unneeded, unnecessary junk. We're not about that. So if you get an email from us, it's usually an updated blog or a product or service, not a product, but a service. Although we are contemplating on you creating products, motivational products, the cups, t-shirts, ball caps, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's what we got for you today, my friends. So we'll see you again on the next episode of the J Talk Morning Show. Can't wait to see you here live once again. And remember, get up, get out, and get at it. God bless.